Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, we ask one question, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? A lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better, but I'm not so sure. And today we're going to continue our tournament of 70s bad songs. Now, what's this about? It's about offering some counterbalance. Okay, for the last 18 months, I've been championing new music. And so now we're going to take some pot shots at the old music because, let's face it, some of my peers have selective memory. So there was great classic rock, no doubt about it. But there's some pretty sucky stuff too. And the last thing I'll say before we do these next four songs here, which we'll do a pair and we'll advance the worst one. And then we'll do another pair and we'll advance the worst one. And I'm doing a bracket like the NCAA, which is an idea I got from Taste Like Music. So I want to give them a shout out. But this is for fun. We're having fun with this. So I've had some comments so far, people taking this pretty seriously. I'm shooting their sacred cows, I guess. So, sorry, but this is, there's a little cottage industry of taking pot shots. So we're going to have some fun with this. And the 70s produced some pretty bad pop hits. So we're going to start off with Debbie Boone, You Light Up My Life, and pit her against, sorry, I forgot the next song, but we'll go ahead and do this next pair of songs. And that's it. Let's have fun. I mean, somebody told me I was pretentious. Somebody told me I was smug. Somebody told me I have crappy taste. And all I can say is lighten up, folks. Here we go. This was the number one song of the 70s.
So many nights I'd sit by my window waiting for someone to sing me his song. So many dreams I kept deep inside me, alone in the dark, but now you've come along, and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on.
Okay, we'll comment on this. Whoops. Okay. So the next song is Mary MacGregor. Okay. So, you know what's interesting about this song? It was the number one song of the 1970s of the whole decade, and now you never hear it. So, this is a really good case in point that popularity does not necessarily equal legacy because there are other songs. I mean, you look at the 60s, the Velvet Underground didn't sell any records, and now everybody listens to them. So it's interesting about legacy versus popularity. But I haven't heard this song in a long time. And what I'll say about it is that there are parts of it that weren't as bad as I remember. You have to put into perspective, this had tremendous radio airplay and people could not escape this song. So they grew sick of it. My least favorite thing about this song, hands down, is the strings. They come in and they're heavy handed. They come in way too strong. And at the end, it's just overly dramatic. But her voice isn't as bad as I remember. She's a pretty good singer. And I don't hold it against her that her father is Pat Boone. That's not her fault. She was born into that. So, you know. And the fact that this is Christian or gospel, it wasn't originally, but she and the producers reframed it that way. That doesn't bother me in the least at all either. So my knock against this song is the orchestration and what I consider to just be kind of bland lyrics. But the melody's okay, and her singing was better than I remember. So I don't hate this song. I don't love this song. I hated it when they played it all the time, but now that I've had some distance from it. So let's listen to Mary MacGregor. I think this is Torn Between Two Lovers. And then we'll stop and I'll pick my least favorite.
There are times when a woman has to say what's on her mind, even though she knows how much it's gonna hurt. Before I say another word, let me tell you I love you. Let me hold you close and say these words as gently as I can. There's been another man that I've needed and I've loved, but that doesn't mean I love you less. And he knows he can't possess me, and he knows he never will. There's just this empty place inside of me that only he can fill. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving both of you is breaking all the rules. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving you both is breaking all the rules. You mustn't think you failed me just because there's someone else. You were the first real love I ever had. And all the things I ever said, I swear they still are true. For no one else can have the part of me I gave to you. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool.
So Joan Armatrading had a song in 1981. The title slips my mind, but it's from her Walk Under Ladders album. That's exactly the same subject. And it's 10 times better than this song. It captures the tension more instead of sort of sanitizing it. It's like, why do you call when you know I can't answer the phone? And she talks about how it's making her into a liar. And it's going inside in that conflict, and Armatrading's just a master of that kind of thing. So I would say here, her vocal's fine. It's not as strong as Debby Boone's. It's a little weak, and but the song itself is just not that interesting. So I think the orchestration, instrumentation, and vocals are all fine. A little tucked back in the mix. Maybe because she's not as powerful of a singer. But this is really, really tough between these two songs because I don't hate either one of them. On the one hand, you've got the bad string section on You Light Up My Life, which is really cloying. But on here, you just have a really boring song that doesn't talk really about the interior of this woman's life. It's just like, well, I got two lovers and I kind of like you both and I don't know what to do, which is, it doesn't make a statement. So this is really, really hard. But what I'm going to say is that at least, I can't believe I'm going to pick this, but at least the Debby Boone, at least I could picture myself in a situation, I don't know, a wedding or something, where that song is used for a special event. And I'm like, all right, this kind of goes along with the event. This song here, I just can't imagine playing it for any reason. It was just radio fodder, and it's been forgotten too. Both of these songs have been long, long marginalized. So, oh man, this is really tough because the instrumentation is better on the Mary MacGregor. But I'm going to go ahead and advance Mary MacGregor because I think it's just from a pure songwriting standpoint, not talking about vocals or instrumentation. You Light Up My Life, not a very good song either, but at least it beats this song in terms of its theme and its statement. At least it has something to say, right? It's a Christian song. It's like an ode to God. At least it has a little punch. This one is just so flaccid that I'm going to go ahead and advance the Mary MacGregor, but I don't hate either one of these songs. And so I don't expect either of these to continue on in the tournament. All right, let's go ahead and hit up the next two songs, which I can't remember what they are. Oh, Sammy Davis.
What kind of candy you want? Sweet chocolate, chocolate malted candy, gumdrops, anything you want. You've come to the right man because I'm the candy man. Who can take a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The candy man. Ooh, the candy man can. Candyman can, cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Who can take a rainbow? Wrap it in a sigh. Soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie. The Candyman.
A groovy lemon pie.
The Candyman can. The Candyman can, cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. The Candyman makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Now you talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Oh, who can take tomorrow? Sorrow and collect up all the cream. The candy man. Oh, the candy man can. The candy man can. The candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Makes the world taste good. The candy man makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who can make tomorrow? Dip it in a dream. Separate the sorrow and collect all the cream. The candy man. The candy man can. The candy man can. The candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Makes the world taste good. Yes, the candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Makes the world taste good. A candy man, a candy man, a candy man. Makes the world taste good. A candy man, a candy man, a candy man. Yeah.
Well, we got some things to talk about. We'll try to keep it short. Now, Sammy Davis famously hated this song, and he came in and he did it in one take, and he said, "That's it, boys, take it or leave it," and he left. So, to his credit, he didn't like the song. But this is a case of a song that hasn't aged well. You know, this is back not that long after Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And so, you know, it was a song about candy. You know, it was a more innocent time in a way. But now, you know, all these years later, with what we know today, it just kind of feels creepy, right? And it's the children's chorus that kills this song, that really brings it down. Though it sounded like there were some adults in there. But the chorus, you know, I mean, actually the arrangement's pretty good. It's kind of show-tuney, kind of swingy, and it's not bad. And the lyrics, aside from a groovy lemon pie and that kind of thing, not horrific. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's not a rock and roll singer. He comes from he comes from the stage and screen. So, I don't know. This is just one of those things where I have to kind of put on my 1970s hat and remember what people thought back in the day. And back in the day, most people I know did not like this song. But again, radio overplay put a little bit into it. So it's going to be a really tough one. Let's see what we're competing against. I did look at these 4 songs in advance, but yeah, my memory's not what it used to be. What can I say? This song is not aged well. All right, let's go ahead and hit the next song. Oh, we got an ad, it looks like. Nope. Lobo, me and you and a dog named Boone.
I remember to this day the bright red Georgia clay, and how it stuck to the tire after the summer rain. Willpower made that old car go. A woman's mind told me that's so. Oh, how I wish we were back on the road again. Me and you and a dog named Boone, traveling and a living off the land. Me and you and a dog named Boone, how I love being a free man. I can still recall the wheat fields of St. Paul, and the morning we got caught robbing from an old hen. Old MacDonald, he made us work, but then he paid us for what it was worth. Another tank of gas and back on the road again. Me and you and a dog named Boone, traveling and a living off the land. city put settling down in my brain. Though it's only been a month or so, that old car's bugging us to go. We gotta get away and get back on the road again. Me and you and a dog named Boone, traveling and living off the land. Me and you and a dog named Boone, how I love being a free man. Me and you and a dog named Boone, traveling and living off the land. Me and you and a dog named Boone, how I love being a free man. Me and you and a dog named Boone.
Okay. Well, I think that's a preview of what's coming next in round 1.4, Orleans. So anyhow, I think this one's kind of easy because I really disliked both of these songs, Candyman and Me and You and a Dog Named Boo back in the day. I did not like either song, but I will say Me and You and a Dog Named Boo has aged a lot better. And it's not as bad as I remember. The lyrics, the chorus, kind of goofy. By the way, if you got a wife and a dog, I don't know how free you are, but anyway, we could argue that point later. But the lyrics are not stupid. They're not stupid. They tell a story, locations, St. Paul, and the different locations he was talking about and different characters. Yeah, I think not bad, I mean, in the year 2023, Me and You and a Dog Named Boo sits a lot more comfortably than Candyman. I'm kind of surprised because I kind of disliked these songs equally back in the day, but with all this time behind us, I got to say, I got to advance Candyman. I just don't think Candyman sounds good in the modern era. So that's the criteria I'm going to use. You might say, well, how'd you feel about those songs back in the day? Why don't you rate them that way? Well, because we're in a revisionist era, right? We are, that's what YouTube's all about. YouTube is, the example I always give people is, if you told me once upon a time that George Carlin would be better known than Bob Hope, I would have said you were nuts. You were crazy. Bob Hope was the biggest comedian of his day, and he completely dominated the airwaves. And now you ask somebody under 30 who Bob Hope is, they go, who? You ask them who George Carlin is, and they know. And that's because of trending videos and YouTube revisionism. So I'm going to use revisionism here. I think Sammy Davis has not aged well, and so I'm going to advance him and Mary MacGregor in the tournament. Let me know what you think. And join me for round 1.4, and let's continue to have fun, okay? All right, don't take this too seriously. These are just my opinions, and these are not supposed to be sacred cows. We're just having fun. And as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.